I told the freshmen and sophomores that juniors and seniors would be a little better and quicker than they were. So good morning, OHS.
Good morning.
Thanks to both of you that did well. Hey, we are excited to invite Mr. Saul Grant today to talk a little bit about diversity. I think it's an important topic. I think sometimes we get one mindset of what diversity is or isn't. What I like about Mr. Grant, I think he brings multiple perspectives to lots of different things about diversity. And I think in your chair, I've sat there many years ago in high school, and I thought, well, I'm going to go out and I'm only going to find people exactly like me all the time, and the opposite is true. In fact, the more I meet people of different ethnicities, race, culture, religion, and so on and so forth, and all these other preferences, the more I learn and grow and know a little bit more about myself, and I'm actually a better person. The more diversity and the more diverse experiences that I have, I find myself growing each and every time I encounter somebody with a different opinion or a different mindset. And I think knowing how to navigate that is a huge life skill, and that's what Mr. Grant's going to bring. Before we do that, we did want to take a moment to recognize our Quarter 2 Whatever It Takes awards. I know we don't have official quarters anymore, but we did in the semester, and we're going to play just a quick video shouting out if you've received an award based on this video. Please stop by the office. We have your certificate of recognition here. So you're welcome to applaud as we go along or wait till the end. Either way, you're comfortable, but we do want to thank and recognize some of these students who have been outstanding all semester long.
What's up, Old Wine High School? I am doing Whatever It Takes awards for Mrs. Kennan. The first person she gave the award to was Molly Trumbull. And she said that Molly is hardworking and resilient. She takes on whatever is in her way and does it with a great attitude. Congratulations, Molly. And the next student actually got nominated by 2 teachers at the high school. Again by Mrs. Kennan and also by Mr. Dinsdale. We have comments from Mr. Dinsdale that Sydney partnered with the DNR to build a fence crossing styles for her senior seminar project, which is pretty awesome. So congratulations, Sydney Roth.
The student that I nominated is somebody who consistently has shown that they do a good job with the band, and when it comes to expectations or standards and all that kind of stuff, this person consistently meets those expectations or even goes above and beyond those, which is a huge thing for a group like ours, where that helps the whole group, not just an individual. And so just the amount of hard work and great results coming from this individual really made this individual kind of stand out to me when I was looking through my roster and who to give this to. So for this time, I'm going to award the Whatever It Takes award to Izzy Fauser.
All right, congratulations, Tracy Grant. I appreciated all your work and effort you put in after school to go above and beyond to do and complete your lab work on time. But what really stuck out to me was your willingness to step up and help clean out when somebody had an accident and spilled things in labs. So thanks for doing more than you needed to do. So Andrew's getting the Whatever It Takes award because Andrew did an exceptional job of communicating with me as his teacher as he was struggling with his elbow injury from basketball. So he did a great job of communicating and staying on top of his work that he needs to be done.
Patrick Twaits, congratulations on Whatever It Takes award. I appreciate your punctuality. You're always here on time, usually early, and I appreciate your hard work and effort as you're here. Those are great soft skills that you can use for the rest of your life. Thank you.
All right, my Whatever It Takes award goes to Isabella Lopez, who has just been exceptional at everything she does in college composition. And she always strives to do her absolute best and goes beyond to ask questions and make sure that she really masters the material. And I really appreciate that kind of attitude. So thank you, Isabella, and congratulations.
Hey everybody, Mr. Anderson here. I nominated 2 sophomores for Whatever It Takes Awards, which would have been during technically our second quarter of the year. The first one goes to Nick Kepler. Nick has done an outstanding job really all school year of just being on top of his schoolwork, getting his assignments done, super polite and courteous in class, and works well with others, and I just really appreciate all of his positivity and hard work. And then the second one, I nominated Emma Smock. Emma struggled with a bad injury during basketball season, and I know had to miss school with doctor's appointments and physical therapy, and she continued to really push herself and make sure she was on top of her schoolwork and get everything done and positively support her teammates on the basketball team, and I thought she really went above and beyond and deserved the award this time.
I nominated Peyton Hart for the Whatever It Takes Award. Peyton, you did a phenomenal job reaching out to a fellow student who needed someone to be a friend and to socialize with. I admire your perseverance in helping that person and wish you nothing but the best in your future endeavors. I nominated Danielle Gerstenberger for the Whatever It Takes Award. Danielle, you did an amazing job in working with another student, helping that person learn how to socialize and fill in those deficits that not all of us pick up at the same time. You were amazing. Good luck in all that you do.
My first Whatever It Takes award goes to Bailey Cron. And Bailey, you deserve this award because you have worked so hard in class and outside of class. Even when you were off school for 2 weeks, you came back with everything done and really working hard to make sure that you do whatever it takes to succeed in the classroom. Congratulations. And then my second Whatever It Takes awards goes to Alexis Lammers. And Alexis, you are working so hard in the classroom to do what it takes to succeed and really putting your best effort forward. I'm really proud of you. Way to go.
Hi, I'm giving my award to Jared Pryor and Alyssa Style. I feel that they deserve these awards because of their compassion and always making kids feel like they're welcome and just being overall great kids.
I'm giving a Whatever It Takes award to Lainey Smith for being an outstanding student and always giving a great effort, showing up all the time, and being a real positive contributor in class.
Whatever It Takes award goes to Elizabeth Schelmer, senior. Elizabeth has a great personality in class, always has her work done, and I appreciate her efforts every single day. Second recipient of Whatever It Takes award, Aiden Williams. Aiden also has to work every day, knows the curriculum very well, and has a desire to help other students in their learning.
Awesome. Thank you for allowing us to recognize some of our outstanding Huskies. Keep up the good work. We'll do it again in quarter 3. You didn't win this time. You would think as many times as I've hooked up my son's Nintendo Switch that I'd be able to do that way quicker, but we're still working on it. I'm still better at Mario Kart. That's all that matters. That was a challenge if anybody wants to take it on. All right, with that, I'm going to yield the rest of the time to Mr. Grant. Let's welcome and say hello.
Good morning. Can you hear me? Okay. I said before, and I'll say this again, I think that Mr. Hadley and your staff here deserve a round of applause or salute because they are truly becoming soldiers in the army of inequalities. It takes a huge boost of confidence to step out into the unknown. Today, we're going to embark on this journey of life's changing times. Times are changing, and we have accepted the challenges that life is throwing our way and vowed to make the necessary changes to create, cultivate, and foster inclusivity for this whole academic community. I know a lot of you guys are seniors, right? So this will be your last few months of high school. Get prepared for your next journey. Owine High School is taking an approach, a proactive approach to address diversity and creating an inclusive environment for everyone who is involved in this organization. Mr. Hadley, as I mentioned, faculty and staff have begun the process to ensure that all of you begin to experience and understand the benefits of diversity and inclusion. What is diversity and inclusion? According to Merriam-Webster Dictionary, the definition of diversity is the state of being diverse, variety, a range of different things. Inclusion, the action or state of including or being included within a group or structure. A person or thing that is included within a larger group or structure. I know that's not very plain, so I'll make it plain for you. You think about an automobile, no matter the manufacturer, it has a lot of pieces, a lot of components. Seats, steering wheel, tires, doors, just to name a few. But the automobile is no good unless you put oil so the components in the engine can run and gasoline so it can go. In terms of diversity and inclusion, that's a simple way to put it. If you're not a mechanic, which you're probably not, I'm going to make it a little easier. How many of you have cell phones? That cell phone, no matter, again, the manufacturer, is no good unless you have a battery. The cell phone would be diversity, the battery would be inclusion. Inclusion helps diversity go. What you do now will have an impact on your future. Some of you will graduate this year and go off to college, whether it be 2-year, 4-year, that is up to you. Some of you may jump right into the workforce and begin to make a living for yourselves. But either way, adulthood, again, is right around the corner. Our goal and the purpose of this lecture is to add some more tools to your toolbox by increasing your awareness on the importance of diversity, inclusion, equality. We can better equip you for the life experiences that lie ahead. Every one of you are unique. Who's the most important person in the room right now? You are. Each and every last one of you, as individuals as well as collectively, you make a part of Owine High School, the culture. No one is perfect. No one person or set of people is better than the other. We all have things that we're good at and things that we're not so good at. And if you just think about the way that the educational institutions are set up, you go to one classroom for math, you go to another for English, science, social studies, etc. Those instructors have chosen a specific subject title that is their strong suit. And I'm sure they cultivated their own education to be the best in that category. Now, can an English teacher teach math? Absolutely. But I believe I'm safe to say that that is not their strong suit. That's not the specific subject title that they chose to learn everything that they can, incorporate their own curriculum so that you can get the best education that you can get from them. Again, individually, but working together collectively. We are stronger together. Why? We're not created equal. My push is to clarify what has become a cliche. Everyone's created equal, but that's impossible. And if you're looking at each other right now, you can see that we're not all created equal. Different height, different skin tone, different weight. We're not created equal. But that isn't to say that we can't help each other in this journey called life. We have to learn to embrace the things that make us different. Life experiences have already shown us this on many occasions. One of the latest that I found as a great example, and I've done a little bit of research on it, is the vaccination that they came out with for COVID-19. As much as that helped us get back to a normalcy, think about what it took for them to get to the end point of that. Now, between Moderna and Pfizer, those two companies had done research and tests hundreds of thousands of people. I don't know what time frame that was, but that's a lot of individuals. And why? Because the scientists, the doctors, pharmacists, everyone involved with that process understood that in order to get the best outcome for everyone involved in the world, they had to include everyone involved in the world. They couldn't just pick a set of people, do the research on, and then give that to everyone else. Why? Because we are different. But there is an equity that we are entitled to. We're all entitled, and that is, we have the equal right to come to school and get the best education we can get. We have the equal right to feel safe and secure while we're here. We all have the equal right to all the resources available. We have the equal right to be respected for who we are, no matter the race, ethnicity, age, ability, gender, sexual orientation, and or personal interests. We all have something to offer someone else. I'm going to go to this example. Can I get 3 volunteers, please? I promise you it won't be long, it's painless, and it don't tell a whole lot. Any volunteers? Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. You can stand there. Join a pinch with heart. And then round it up. Switch colors. And then trace what the other person did. And switch colors. So we'll have 3. Now show that to your classmates. You guys see anything? Okay, let's make it a little better. That's what you know. And switch it again so you don't have the same colors. Perfect. Now when he's done, we'll show him to our classmates again. Now can you guys see it? Now initially, thank you. Now, initially, we used the same color with the same piece of paper. And the first time they showed you the picture, it didn't come out. So I had to switch colors, and then switch colors again. Now, initially, the exercise was only once, and this shows you how being open to other people's ideas can benefit you. Yesterday, when we did this exercise, we only had them do it once. And then the people in the back couldn't really see the picture. So the videographer said, hey, next time you do that exercise, you should have them use all three colors to trace it. The more colors you use, the better the picture is. See how that makes sense? The more that we incorporate our differences and learn to work together, no matter what color you are, no matter your ethnicity, the better your picture in life ends up being. When we find ways to work together and appreciate each other, then we can paint a better picture. Racism, discrimination, prejudice, antagonizing, inequalities were all created and established before any of you were born. But here we are still dealing with it today. We know what the history is, and there's nothing we can do to change that. There's nothing we can do to change what is behind us. But what we can do is change the history for the next generations to come. We can educate ourselves and understand that we secretly have drivers that impact our thoughts without us being aware. Things such as biases, conscious, unconscious, stereotyping, categorizing. And here's a few brief definitions of those categories. Stereotyping is making a mistaken identity or belief many people have about a thing or group that is based upon how they look on the outside, which may be true or only partly true. Stereotyping is when you put the definition into action. Bias is a tendency, inclination, or prejudice towards or against something or someone. Not all biases are bad. I think the example I used on yesterday was, if you think about basketball, you think basketball players jump high. You know, you see a lot of slam dunking going on and jumping and blocking shots. So it would be safe to say that to play basketball, jumping high would be a great tool to have. But not all basketball players can jump high. Some are actually so tall that they don't have to jump. You know, Shaquille O'Neal, Yao Ming, if y'all remember him, these guys were 7'3", 7'2". They didn't have to jump very high. By the time you run up in front of them and jump, half of your flight, they're still standing still. Football players, think about, in order to play football, you gotta have muscles. You gotta be strong. Not all football players have muscles. You pay attention to the kickers, I don't think it's a kicker in the NFL that has any muscles, but they're on the team. They're part of the team. Those are simple biases that are pretty much okay. It's when we look at those biases or we don't challenge biases that they can become problematic. Will we have a time where we don't ever have biases? No. They're just, some are learned and some are just embedded in our system, how we were born, how we were raised, things we do in our daily lives, things we find entertaining. You know, for years they've been saying violent video games create violent people. And that was back when I was a kid. And I played violent video games. It didn't make me violent, so I didn't understand what they meant. But being that we are individuals, some of us have a different mentality. Violent video games can make a violent person. They can't differentiate between the two. Those are biases. Everyone has some degree of bias, and we probably always will. It is human nature to assign judgment based on first impression and life experiences. But those of us that choose to educate ourselves and learn to counteract its effect on us can begin to be positive influence in cultivating an inclusive environment around us, whether we're in school or out in the community. You can't change what you can't see. Biases is something that's not necessarily we can see in ourselves. But the more we can cultivate and educate ourselves that they do exist and pay attention to some of the things that we think of other people, the choice is yours. No one can make you change your mind. No one can make you try and be better. But with the right tools, you can be. It is a choice. Our goal is for inclusion and equality to become the normal culture of Owine High School, and that makes it possible for people of all backgrounds to come together and enjoy the richness and experience the richness of experiences, perspectives, ideas, engagement, and productivity towards the success of the students as well as the staff. This is a quote from Gandhi. Again, I didn't have this quote. I had seen it once or twice in my life before, but I didn't have the quote. Leaving on yesterday, Mr. Hadley had made a mention of it, and then it just opened a whole other appreciation for me, so I wanted to share it with you guys. You guys will be, you guys are our future. You guys will be getting into your own lives, getting into your own professions, and quite frankly, will become the leaders of the world. Some of you guys may choose education and become the teachers that you see today. Some of you guys may go on and be part of legislator, part of the Senate, congressman, law enforcement, firefighters. The choice is yours, and I want to encourage you to understand that the world is yours. You have the whole world at your feet right now. You can be whatever you want to be. But understand this, you will not go out into any place in the world and just be with people like yourself. So the earlier you get to start working with these tools, understanding how they work, understand how you work as a person, as a human being, as an adult, it would only make a better place for us all. We've seen horrendous things on television going on throughout society. Owine is a small town, so a lot of that we're spared from here. But there is catastrophic events that human beings are doing to each other all over the world. And that's by choice. They choose to do that. I would venture to say a lot of those individuals weren't either exposed to the tools or chose not to pay attention or use them. Tools do you no good in the toolbox until you take them out. Use the tools that you're given. Use the experiences that your instructors are giving you. And I guarantee you, your adult lives, your young adult lives, life in general becomes much better. It becomes much easier. Because as I said before, there's no one person or one set group better than the other. When we can come together and when we can use, everyone has strengths, everyone has weaknesses. When we learn how to navigate and use those together, we can build anything. Again, I said we looked at so many different catastrophic things going on in our world. At the end of seeing the catastrophic event, you also see people coming together, whether it's a vigil for the floods, the sandbagging, even what's going on in Texas. They're not accustomed to getting snow like we are. They got hit just as bad as we did, and they didn't have a clue on how to rectify that. Power lines went down, people didn't have power, water. What happened? Humanity stepped up. People even from Iowa, I think 2 groups out of Cedar Rapids drove down, flew down, and just made meals for free, because obviously they had some empathy towards what was going on in Dallas. Young men, it's okay to cry. Young women, it's okay to be strong. And with that, any questions? God, you guys are not a lively group like yesterday. But I thank you all for coming and the opportunity to share in putting the pieces of life puzzle together. I encourage you to do good by somebody else. And the more people that we have take that challenge, the better off we are. Thank you.